On, up and away, Nova Destiny. We had Anya aboard Derek Starchaser's vessel, and she was put in a sticky situation with Timmy passed out in the other room and Stephanie kind of chained up. Anya was forced to reveal some information to Derek. Um, Also, everyone else is having some problems too. Thiwar has been locked in the room of a super fan, desperately trying to figure out how to get out of there. And he found some disturbing pieces of memorabilia that she collected. Uh, let's see. Ren and Guthix were both trying to make some sales. Ren, I think, had gone to an auction and found that the prices were a little steep for him, and Guthix had become invisible
A little bit.
using his lamp and snuck into what he believes is a security center. Of course, Kegal is somewhere doing something. Uh, Nobody's
A
seen
room.
her in a little while. And I think that's where we are. Uh, I believe that uh, we were getting towards dinner time, which again was mandatory. Wasn't that right? Weren't we getting towards dinner time, which was mandatory, and everybody is kind of in their stuck situations. So let's see. Who wants to go first? The war.
And that exposure is ridiculous.
All right. The last thing I remember I was doing was searching for vents to
Yes,
try to get out of the
yes.
room. But I don't
Yeah.
think I found anything, right?
No, not so far. You've been desperately searching for anything. You did find a vent, but it's totally sealed as far as you can tell.
Okay. Was it does is it big enough for like a person to fit in, or is it tiny, tiny?
It's just like tiny slits in the wall.
Right?
It doesn't even look like there's seams to take the vent off. It's just a vented, like, you know what I mean? They're like slits in a wall. So
Yeah.
it's like there's no there's nothing in here.
Mhm.
But you're looking for a while and you hear a noise outside the door.
I will go to the. I'll go to the door and like bang on the door. Well, actually, I will listen first. What is this sound that I'm hearing out the door?
The sound, it kind of sounds like some huffing and some kind of somebody fumbling with things.
Right outside the door.
Yeah, like right outside the door.
I
Let's
don't.
see. Ooh,
I'm
yeah,
very.
you actually hear really super well. You like listen real close at the door, and you think you hear, "I'll be in soon, my love."
Okay, I want to be right by the door. So as soon as it opens, I want to cast darkness globe, like straight down right in front of the door, so I can grab the door and rush out.
Okay,
That's assuming the door opens. As soon as I see it open, cast a spell and go.
okay, all right. Go ahead and go ahead and roll an initiative.
Is it a different day, or is it still the same day from my concert?
It's still the same day.
Ooh.
Never
Oh
mind, I
no, are
don't
you
cast
out?
anything.
Out of
Yeah.
that darkness.
Oh no. All right.
You're gonna have to kill her the old-fashioned way, Garrett.
Dang, and I don't have invisibility either. Okay.
All right. So what are you doing? Are you just gonna kind of stand to the side of the door, or are you?
Yeah, I'm still gonna be like right there by the door and just try to make a run for it right when it opens.
All right. Go ahead and let's see. Actually, okay. So you're like set. Okay. Uh, the door opens. Shh. You see your super fan. She's like holding all this stuff. She's got all these bags. So she's got all this stuff. Her hands are like really full. You can see why she was kind of fumbling around to get her door key or whatever, and or to try and like touch the pad. And so the door opens and she's like, Hanz! And you dart out past her with ease because she's just
Okay.
totally. Um, but then you hear her drop all of her things. So are you like running or are you like what are you doing? You hear like all the bags drop right behind you as she says Hanz.
Yeah, I'm definitely running.
So you're just like booking it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
okay, all right. So you start running, and she is running, and you see an elevator up ahead. Make a dexterity check, because you're like booking at full speed, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Make a dexterity check.
Yep.
All right.
Ooh.
So you're like running, and you feel this like kind of claw just like tug at your shirt, and it's just enough to make Thiwar kind of like fall, like tumble forward, and she kind of falls, and you tumble together and land right in front of the door to the lift, which opens up.
She's not grappling me right now, right?
She's
Like
not
I'm free.
grappling you. You've kind of rolled together
Then I'm casting mirror image on myself.
from the
I can
ground.
only. Yeah.
Oh my god. She'll never know.
Yeah, just immediately right there, and then after that, stand up as soon as I can.
Okay.
Unless I don't want to undo that, but unless that prevents me from getting in the elevator.
Um. Well, you cast mirror image, and she's kind of trying to get you, and now she's like, she's just in awe, looking that there are five of you now. She can't believe it.
So back into the elevator and spam the closed door button.
Yeah, she totally just like she sits there, she's in shock, and all of the five Hans proners back into the lift, the door closes, and you you go up the lift. You have escaped just in time. In fact, it's almost dinner, and
Do
you
I have
heard
a
that it was
performance like
you
right now?
You don't have a performance for you. You basically had there was a break which was squandered by you being in this thing, and then dinner is like right now, so you
Okay.
got to get to dinner. Now, what is Ren doing?
So, I remember after selling all that stuff, I went to the auction, right? And I think I was
Mhm.
hanging out at the auction.
Yes. Yeah. The auction is starting to wind down, and people are talking about, well, we've only got like a short time. We've got to go back to our rooms and get all spiffied up for this dinner that we all have to go to.
Sure, I suppose Ren will do the same. He'll tidy up for dinner.
Okay, so he's just going back to his
Put on
room
a
to
fancy outfit, yeah.
get his fancy clothes on.
Mm.
All right. So heads back to the room to do fancy clothing thing. Uh, Guthix has snuck into this little area where there are lots of bots and monitors and various. It looks like there are monitors of like all over this level.
Yeah. Um, do I notice anything interesting just sitting back and observing?
Not really. Like I said, there are like several of those bots in here. There are no living beings that you can see. Um,
Sure.
there are images all around, kind of like holographic screens all around of various places. You can tell that the ballroom specifically is heavily surveilled. So like you can
Mm,
see this the thing, the thing that you guys are trying to heist, you can see it on from multiple angles in the security room.
okay. So I want to try to make note of how many cameras there are and from what positions they're monitoring from, and
Okay.
I'll keep a lookout for that. Um, then I guess if it's closing in on dinner time, then I will stealthily make my way back to my room and get ready. To meet
Let
up
me
in the
ask
ballroom.
what's that?
I assume dinner is in the ballroom.
Yes, dinner is in the
Yeah.
ballroom. Now, just how are you making note of of the cameras and the security? Are you just making a mental note, or are you doing anything else?
I'm just making a mental note for now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you make a mental note of that, and then you head back to your room, also to get tidied up. Now, Kegal, what's Kegal been doing all this time? She's had a busy day. And it's dinner soon, and dinner's mandatory. Is Kegel gonna get cleaned up for dinner? Hello? Jay, you're muted. Are you there? Bueller.
Yeah, I was muted. No, I said yeah. Kegel's gonna get cleaned up, I guess, and put on her duds and go to dinner.
is she
And
uh
where have
is
you
she,
been all day?
is she Yeah, where have you been all day? Just doing
Uh,
cool stuff. Um is she
hanging
putting
out.
let me ask you this: is she putting when you say her duds? Is she wearing like regular clothes, fancy clothes, or is she wearing her crazy like pinhead outfit that she had
Pinhead
Gigi
outfit. That's the
procure
best
for
thing.
him?
Yeah, the pinhead outfit.
Okay,
That's the
all
best
right.
way.
So
Yeah.
she's getting all leathered up then.
Oh yeah, it's like
Gotcha.
all up.
Cool. All right. So Kegel's doing that. Now,
And
back.
she's full on rested too. So
Mm-mm. Gotcha. All right. So, Dan.
Yeah.
Ugh. So, Anya just spilled her guts to Derek Starchaser.
Well, she didn't tell him everything. She told him
Yeah.
as much. I mean, she gave him she gave him the as much as she possibly could. Yeah,
Yeah.
to
I mean,
without spilling all the beans.
she told him that she was trying to steal this thing. She told him what she was trying to steal.
Yeah.
And she told him that she needed his ship.
Mhm.
So Derek says, "Well, what do we do now?"
Uh, well, none of us can be late for dinner. And I think it's getting to be that time.
It's true. You got any plans for dinner?
Well, eating,
Looks like
and we
you're
need
accompanying
and we
me.
and we need to get him up.
Yeah, go wake him up. Here, take this. And he gives you this little bottle.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Open it up, hold it under his nose.
So she looks at it. She actually opens it up. I don't even know why I'm doing the actions with my hands. Nobody can see me.
Nobody
I'm
can see
literally
you.
sitting here. I know. But she takes a little. She actually opens it up and takes a tiny little sniff herself.
Ooh. Oh,
Oh,
it's potent. It actually like makes her like so her sinus is open, her like nose is all burning
yeah.
and shit now. She's like eyes are
Okay.
kind of water and she's like, "Ooh, okay. Got it."
Okay. So she takes it over to Timmy and she basically does that. She waves it under his nose.
All right. Timmy. Let's go ahead and let's make a constitution check.
Timmy fails his constitution check. Just passed out the entire time.
Just the entire time.
He kind of goes he kind of looks like he's going to wake up for a minute and then he's still
All
out.
right. So she
Ugh,
takes it.
Jesus.
She decides this
Oh no.
can't happen. She takes it.
Oh
She
no.
tilts his head back,
Oh no.
takes it, and sticks it in a nostril, and tilts his head back.
Oh
No.
god. Okay. All right. So when she does that, Timmy immediately like eyes open, like sits straight up. It feels like somebody shoved like a hot poker up his nose.
Oh my god. Do I vomit?
Uh,
That might
yes.
be another constitution
Yeah.
check.
No, I'm gonna say that you definitely vomit. You also receive 1 damage.
Oh, what the bloody hell is going on here?
you you needed to wake up. It's almost dinner time.
Where am I? Dinner? But
You're on
Is
board
he
my
conf-
where's
ship,
is that guy?
Admiral.
Is he completely sober too? Did that like sober him up?
Probably not. Nah, he was
Oh
pretty
my God.
wasted,
Really
so
completely sober.
he's probably
Can you
not completely
imagine the
sober.
hangover? Can you
But
imagine
also,
the
like, his
hangover?
eyes are blurry. He's got like stuff running out of his nose and his mouth. He's just like a complete mess right now.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I
Slave girl.
may
Wait,
I may need some more of this stuff.
did
I
you
like this.
you didn't out Stephanie, right? Shit, I can't remember now.
Yeah,
You
I said
you outed Stephanie. You said that Drake could tell that he, or not Drake, but
Oh,
yeah,
you
that's
kind of
could
right.
made
tell.
uh-huh.
That's right. He could tell. He could tell. That's right.
hmm
So he's like he's he says, "Slave girl." He's like, "Whoever the hell you are, get in the, get him cleaned up." And he like points to there's like a washroom. And and Stephanie sighs loudly and then drags Timmy into the large purple Timmy into the who still hasn't
I
really
forgot
gotten
how.
his bearings for being big because he's just been drunk the whole time.
Yeah,
And she begins
yeah.
to hose him
It's a
down.
rough time.
Uh, Derek, meanwhile, he's
Derek, that's what his name was.
he's looking through some stuff and he like presses some buttons on the computer. He like looks through a couple more things, presses some more buttons, and then after a moment he's like, "Here, wear this." And he hands this like kind of dress to Anya. It's like a kind of a ball gown, futuristic, shiny looking thing. Looks like something a dancer would wear. Pretty revealing.
Okay. She goes and puts it on.
So he does that. Um, he has this little robot on the ship that goes around and he tells this robot and it's like and it like picks up Timmy's clothes and is laundering his clothes and he turns to Anya and he's like, "I just bed you.
What?
If nothing else, I just bed you. Maybe the slave too." Well, the
Uh,
admiral watched. I mean, we were
Oh,
down here for
is
a
that your?
while, in case anybody asks.
See.
I see.
Yeah, where was Anya and that slave girl? The whole ship is wondering.
So, yeah,
Where's Garrett?
after a little while, let's Timmy roll a Constitution check. Let's see how if Timmy's starting to sober up from the the salts, the shower. We're gonna say
No.
that Timmy is he's not he is no
He's wrecked.
longer yeah, he's no longer really drunk. He's just super, super hungover. Like horrendously hungover. Like
Uh,
pounding head, like he's in a bad state. And
this this operation has not gone very well for Timmy thus far.
yeah, yeah. Definitely not. Um Timmy is he's like he's maybe going to even find it hard to go to dinner because he's so nauseated. Slave Stephanie says, "We need to find Ren. We need to get you
Oh.
some drugs so that you can make it through dinner."
Uh, uh,
Yeah.
have I really been out all day? Ah.
You're hungover. We need to get you some
Ah.
drugs now.
You gotta get him some, gotta get him some drugs to take the edge off.
Yeah.
Anya. Fine, Ren. Give me
I'm
some
sh-
water.
I'm sure he'll be at dinner.
So everybody starts to make their way to dinner. And amazingly, everybody makes it kind of just in time. You get to the ballroom, and it has been completely reorganized to have these long tables like it did during the breakfast. It's been reorganized again to look like that, and but this time there are more tables, and you can see that uh, you have assigned seats.
Find your seat.
So as you
Yep.
kind of as everybody's kind of milling in, you kind of see each other people are kind of milling in. You would say that most of the seats are already filled. Most people, it seemed, arrived early, but you're just getting here. And ow. So everybody kind of looks around for your seats. Ren and Guthix are seated next to each other, but not near anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have a seat.
That
Kegal
was the option.
is seated really, really close to the biggest, largest chair at the head of the one large table. You think that you're like Kegal thinks that she's maybe like 3 seats away from where the Baron is going to sit.
Kegal has no understanding of why.
She's really not sure, but you're like kind of looking around. There's like some really strange looking fucking people near the Baron, but you can't really figure out why you're sitting here. There's it's weird, but the Baron has not arrived yet. Um, the War and Anya's seats are close to each other, but not next to each other. However, Derek talks to one of the hosts because he is trying to get seats. He's uh trying to get Anya, the slave, who doesn't actually get a seat, and the admiral seated next to him. So they do a little bit of rearranging, and they acquiesce to Derek's request. So now Anya's nowhere near Thiwar. Thiwar is kind of on his own, out in kind of no man's land, and Derek, Anya, and Admiral Timmy are kind of seated together now, and they're fairly close to the Baron, but not nearly as close as Kegal. Kegal's like right next to the Baron. So it seems like almost all the seats are filled when finally, once again, you hear those horns sound, and the Baron makes his way out into the ballroom. he indeed is sitting right there where you expected, next to Kegal. And he says, "So, are you laughing at me?
Me?
Ew.
You,
Mhm.
Dan. See, I
Oh,
can't
no,
tell
no,
because he's
no.
not on camera. Because I put my hands
No,
to my
no.
face to do the Baron voice, and there was like a kind of a like, and I thought
No.
you were
I
you were
put my
laughing at me because I was getting
no,
ready to do
put
the
my
voice.
I put my hand up to my mouth and I brushed
Uh,
the mic. Yeah, I'm sorry.
it's okay. No, you're fine.
Darkness is your ally.
Yeah, exactly. People of Gotham.
I am your brothers, cousins, nephews,
Twice removed.
tw- ex-roommate.
I can't breathe in that thing. Yeah. Thank you for joining me at this, my dinner. I hope that all of you are having a good time on Space Whale.
You just sounded like fucking chef. I hope y'all are having a good
Yeah,
time. Licking
motherfucker.
my chocolate salted balls.
I couldn't see what that said.
The wise person seldom talks, but
Ah,
I've had better fortunes.
true. Now, let dinner commence. The bots come in. So far, I don't know. Baron's kind of lovely. Other than like, being this weird golem thing that, well, he hasn't done anything horrible yet. Not that you've seen, but and dinner starts. Everybody begins to kind of eat, and
Close is that Baron?
the Baron to Thiwar.
Yeah, to me. Is he
Oh man, Thiwar's
within
like
90 feet?
ah. So the Baron is okay. So the Baron is up over here. Okay, actually, let's do this. Here let's
Move everyone into the room.
yeah, let's bring everybody into the room here. We'll move that
I'm
guy.
incorrectly sized. I don't think I can resize myself though.
I probably can. Make you teeny. Little itty bitty baby Thwar. Alright, so the Baron be up here. Alright. Anya's over here. Let's see. Where's
Man, you're about as far from the Baron as you can get.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah,
there goes that
Thwar's
plan.
really far from the Baron. Kegal is like I said, practically right next to the Baron. Um, let's see, where is
Man,
Hmm.
and then of course Timmy by Anya and resize. Derek, he's over there too. So those are the roughly the positions. Here, let me get a little bigger on this map over here so people can see. All right. So yeah, these are the rough positions of everyone here. So what did you figure that you were?
140.
Okay. Yeah.
So no, definitely not in range of the thing I was trying to do.
So yeah, yeah, not very close at all. But you do, as you're kind of like looking, you see Kegal. You like see her. They gave her different people have different seats that are specified to them because like not everybody sits in a normal seat or fits in a normal seat. The seat that Kegal has is like it looks like a little castle and it's got like a ladder that she can climb up and it like allows her to sit at the full height of the table. Other people have similar seats to that, including Wista Tway, who happens to be once again right across from you and staring daggers at you. Thiwar. Wista. He is
Awesome.
yeah. So
Gonna critique the way you eat your meal.
That can be my plan B then. All right.
yeah, in fact, you think he might be recording you already.
Like has a tape recorder out, trying to.
Yeah, like he's got this little device like on the cuz you're like sitting there and he's like has his, place setting in front of him, but he's got this little device like sitting on his plate.
And he's just staring straight at me right now.
He's staring straight at you and he's like the device is pointed at you. And you see a little light on it is like lit up and he is also typing into a thing.
Can I try to read his thoughts?
Yeah, of course. Let's
Uh,
see.
It's
That's a
I
saving throw,
forget what it's
right?
a save.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
okay,
save.
okay.
Spells.
Uh, so you go to read his thoughts, and he's like, all his thoughts are kind of like, oh, I got him now. Like, I got a story. I'm gonna get a story. Like, he's a fraud. I'm like, I'm gonna break it. It's gonna be amazing. Like, all his thoughts are negative towards you, specifically, or Hans.
Okay.
So yeah, he's completely focused
Oh,
on like destroying you, basically. From the
critique.
yeah, from
Yeah,
the
A
perspective like
professional sense.
a profession. Yeah, he wants to destroy you professionally.
my
He,
career. He
yeah,
wants to have
your
my career.
career. Yeah, he wants to end your
Okay.
career, or at the very least, cause enough of a shakeup that he gets a bump.
Mhm.
And maybe your career doesn't end, but whatever. Like he's worried about that. He's worried about him. He's greedy as fuck, basically. And his thoughts are really jumbled. Also, it's hard to read some of his thoughts. I don't know. You're like getting some weird vibes from this guy. Definitely. Let's see. So Timmy is is just feeling awful. Is anybody gonna get anything for Timmy, or that you just gonna let him just like vomit on his plate?
Give me some Stardust or something, people. Come on. I'll make Stephanie go do it herself if she has to.
Well, what's the let's see. Just trying to see. I actually have like physical notes. Yeah, the green vision wouldn't be bad. Some Stardust or the green vision, both good. Honestly, all of the above. Anything's good, but so are you gonna try and get Anya to do it for you? Because Stephanie is kind of chained to you. She can't really. It would be out of character for
Out of
her to act on
character.
her own.
Right.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let me. Anya, what's your cover name? Just real quick, out of game character. I forget.
Dan, you are muted. Dan, you're muted, or you're not there, or you've
Dan
passed
passed.
out. Dan, are you
He's
okay?
passed out.
Hello,
Dan, are you?
Dan. Oh shit.
Dan, are you alive?
I'm here. I'm here. I had to go to the bathroom, so
Okay.
Okay.
What is
yeah, I'm here.
Did you hear any of
what is
that?
Anya?
Yeah, oh, yeah, I could hear everything. I could hear everything. So
Okay.
Are you looking for her name? Reedy Reputon is what her
Reedy
name is.
Reputon.
Ugh.
Excuse me, Miss
Dan, did you test
Reputon.
yourself for the Q?
Tomorrow, if I'm gonna go to the doctor tomorrow if I'm not better.
Miss Reputon, I've got a little something here for you. If you can go and find a gentleman with a little something something.
What? What?
Mr. What was his name? Uh, he's with
Yeah,
that
we were looking-
animal freak. You know the one.
What
You give me some
exactly do you?
dust, please and
Hold,
kindly.
hold on.
So you're like begging
I'm
Anya to
I'm
get you.
going. I'm going to need something to get it from. He's not going to give it for free.
Yeah, I was like, I was pulling out a little. Um, I guess we'd have physical credits. Is that what we're going on right now?
Do you have credits?
I thought we had gotten a little bit of credits from
Hmm.
GG, or did we not?
Ren got a way to store credits, but no, GG didn't kind of left you on your own in that area. She didn't just randomly provide everybody with credits.
Just tell him to put it on my tab. All right, he knows me. We go back.
So Timmy's like feeling pretty crappy. Go ahead and make another Constitution check.
Will I succeed a Constitution check ever?
Ever.
No.
You're like you like tell Anya that, and then you're like, oh,
Oh God.
you hork a little on the ground, and then you feel a large hand slap your back hard on,
Ah.
and you hear this guy say, "Ah, feeling under the weather, are we, driver?" And you look over, and this guy is also purple, and he also has a Sin uniform on. Uh-oh.
Oh. Uh. Not my finest day.
Well, have some of this, sir. And he like holds up this bottle. He's got like a little he's got like a flask. And
Hair of the dog.
he uncorks it and he says, "Cheers, sir." And he like hands it to Timmy.
My kind. I'll remember that. Thank you.
So you drink,
Uh-huh.
and whoo, it's nasty.
Yeah.
Make a saving throw
Oh, God.
versus poison.
Poison.
Yep.
Yeah.
It kind of wakes you up. It kind of gives you a second wind, and you're drunk again. You're not sick, but you're drunk. You're like definitely drunk again, like immediately.
Oh, that wasn't what I wanted. Uh. Yeah. I'm out of commission. Sorry, guys. Speaking
Captain
of getting
Bort.
drunk,
Actually, you're
let me.
probably in better condition now that you're drunk than you were when you were hungover.
Yeah, but like, you know, I guess Timmy's natural state is drunk, so he's probably more in his element than hungover. Speaking
So
of which, let me
this.
go get a drink
Oh,
myself.
okay.
One
All right.
second.
All right. So yeah. So you, Anya and Derek and Stephanie see that Timmy has become engaged by another Sin officer, like possibly an actual one. You know.
Okay. Since we were all ordered to watch the show, and and some of us kind of did, can't even though she didn't watch a whole lot of it, can she determine whether this person is of higher rank than Timmy or lower rank than Timmy?
Go ahead and make an intelligence check. Oh, you're pretty sure that this guy is of lower rank than Timmy.
Okay.
Yeah. So you think that
Lower.
that Timmy is technically should be this guy's superior. You
Okay.
also caught that he called Timmy sir, or the equivalent, whatever.
Right, right, right.
So, yeah, but he has given Timmy some concoction, and it has changed his state somewhat. You're not sure for good or for ill at this moment, how that's working out, but definitely. Um, but the guy introduces himself to Timmy as Captain Bort.
Bort. Okay.
Bort.
Report, port, port.
Boy, that's good.
Oh, yes. Tell me, what are you doing here, driver?
Ah,
Getting drunk.
special request for the Baron. But regardless, we're here to enjoy ourselves for the moment. Please.
Ah, of course. Then we should be merry. I see you have a slave. Excellent.
Yes.
So,
Mighty fine. Nasty one.
ah. So, this guy seems he's kind of going on, pretty normal. It's not shaking things up. Timmy seems to be, you know, not really holding it together, but this other dude doesn't seem to even really notice. Now around around Guthix and Ren, um, there is there's this like weird dude that keeps like staring at you guys.
Okay. What about him?
What's that thing you got there on your chest?
Oh, are you perhaps talking about my good friend here? Are you interested?
Possibly. What does it do?
Why, why this? This is a cephalopod. It is my companion. It does many things. And I'll like, kind of show off how it like, kind of wraps around, does whatever I want. There's many exotic creatures and companions across these many worlds. I happen to
Companions.
specialize. Yes. Perhaps you'd like one yourself.
Hmm. There's a market for this sort of thing.
Oh yes,
How much
you
is one of
truly must try
those?
it. One of these? Well,
Yes.
this is one of my more exotic brands. A very personal collection. It's about higher price. If you are what are you looking for? What kind of interest in the companion would you like? What do you want it to do?
And a fight with a knife.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, actually, we need them for protection. Could do you have something that can act as living armor? Also,
Hmm.
we're interested in your friend. Do you have narcotics which could control the mind? He's addressing Ren.
In terms of living armor, ooh, definitely one of the more bulkier species from the exoplanets. Ah, I'll have to take a look if we have some in stock, but I can definitely, you know, take a number for you. What is your name, sir?
My name is Shannon Feskin.
That didn't
Warstar
come through.
Inc. Huh?
You
That
kind of
didn't
cut
come.
out there.
Oh,
Yeah, you cut out.
Shannon Feskin. Warstar
Shannon.
Inc.
Just write down.
We are. We provide mercenary services, and we're always
Okay.
looking for new markets and new ideas. When I saw your companion, it gave me the idea of possibly testing for living armor that could shift to cover vital areas. If something like this is available, it would be highly profitable, depending on how many you could get in bulk and how controllable they were. But also, if your friend can provide drugs that
There-
could possibly stimulate the mind in a way that it could be more easily controlled, this would also be possibly something that we would look into. Are you a chemist, sir? He's talking to
Referring
Ren.
to Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Harro? Hello? Did he fall asleep?
Mr. Brem.
Hello?
Harrison did say he was up early, so I don't know.
Is anybody on this damn game?
Anybody in there? I can give him a call. He might also
Yeah,
be in the bathroom himself, or
that's true.
other.
Yeah, yeah, it's possible. All right, well, then let's see. Kegal is by the Baron. And so Kegel's sitting there. The Baron has just kind of, after he like said his very introductory speech, he's just kind of sitting there in this throne. And he hasn't really spoken to anyone. Other people are like, people are conversing amongst themselves, but the Baron's just kind of sitting there. And yeah, it's pretty weird.
Is he looking around, or is he just like staring straight ahead?
He looks like
The
he's staring
robotic.
straight ahead. He almost looks like he just deactivated. Like he hasn't moved since he like sat down, and he's like he spoke, but like he didn't even move while he spoke really, or not
Does he
much.
eat?
No,
Like
no.
he's a robot. Yeah.
No, he doesn't eat at all. He's just like sitting there. He's just then they actually do start to bring in food and drink. And no, the Baron has a place setting, but and there is food on his place setting, but he like never touches it. He never even looks at it.
Very strange.
Yeah. It's weird. He like definitely looks like he's just looking straight ahead. It's pretty unusual.
Right, Kegal, you gotta fuck with the Baron somehow.
Hmm. Hmm. I guess I'll get out of my chair and
So
walk
you
up next to the Baron.
okay? So you climb down, like you climb down in your
Yeah.
chair. You go so you go right over to the Baron.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay, so you like walk and you're kind of like next to the Baron, and
I'll look at him.
well, you're real
I like to
little,
take a
so
selfie.
and he's sitting and he's kind of on this throne, so like you're kind of like your head is like up to his like ankle.
Do I see
Wow.
anyone? Do
Holy
I
shit.
see anyone like around him that I recognize as like a race or something?
Yeah, almost right next to him, you see there was this weird kind of slime gel thing that served you drinks at Gigi's. There's one of those like right next to the Baron.
Do I know how to scare the shit out of that thing?
Mm,
Or something near?
you're not really sure that you would know how to scare that thing as like you're surprised that that thing even has intelligence. The fact that because like things like that on your planet are generally not sentient. So the fact that this thing is like a sentient being is pretty weird.
What
Because you
is
can see
sentient?
through it. Like you can see through it and you don't see a brain or like anything. It's like this just it literally looks like somebody like took like a. It looks like somebody
Jello
took
shot.
a jello shot or a jello, like a jello cup, like the jello brand, like little cups, the
All right,
snack pack
all right.
cups, and like
How about
turned
this?
it out, and it's just like in this kind of like shape, this general kind of
All right, how about this? How about this? Let me see. Who can I fuck with?
Just jump into it.
No, Argyle. Is it Argyle?
Argyle is back on the ship.
Who? All right.
Argyle is probably like
Who is it
literal light
that
years away from you at this
who
moment.
is it? This mother was like a zombie, like a vampire
That
thing.
was that was Argyle's mom. I
Okay.
think you're referring to.
Well, technically Ren's mom, but Ren didn't really
Or
have a
yeah.
whole lot of attachment. It was Solus definitely had more of an attachment to all that. Ren was kind of aloof about the whole thing, so
I'm trying to figure out someone who would get reaction if I like. I'm trying to figure out a way to get reaction from people.
a
Uh,
reaction from somebody in your party or a reaction from somebody at just at the
anyone,
what
anyone.
I
what
think you
kind
should
of
just go
reaction?
around pulling pranks.
Jump
Uh,
inside of the gel guy.
no, not like a laugh. I want to fuck with someone so that the Baron finds it funny that someone is tortured. Um,
Oh.
and not in a way that like yeah, I kind of want to try to figure out someone and like
You could like fuck with their chairs so they fall over
no
and
no
flap in their
no
chairs.
no, not like that. Um, I want to fuck with their mind. Um, and that's what I'm trying to find out because I was trying to do some research if that's why the whole demonic thing came into play. I was trying to figure out if I could like bring forth someone's fears and kind of make them cry by like creating an illusion. Um, but I don't know what people are around here that I would possibly have information on.
Make an intelligence check.
Okay. 'Cause I was like, eh, eh, eh.
Was it physically straining to make that intelligence check? I literally heard you go,
Mm,
uh,
yeah.
uh,
Well,
and
like
then
the
the
more
die rolled.
I literally like talk out loud or my feelings out loud all the time now. So
Okay, so of course this is just what we were talking about with the Ganger 5 Super Show. A lot of the people in this room are like not technically
fans,
good people. They're not
what
good. They're
are they?
definitely not good people. Obviously that obviously Timmy is a fake sin person, but there is that other guy there, and there are other people. There are definitely other like
Okay, but
purple
what?
sin
What?
guys.
Okay, so
So
literally, like
so what
Kegal
would they
is
be afraid
believed
of? Well, they would probably be afraid of I don't know,
the gang of like the group of
the
five.
the five people maybe. The
Okay, so Phantasmal Force, five people show up in the middle of the fucking room. They walk through the door. They kind of walk into the room.
Okay, so you're gonna Phantasmal Force Drake, Guy, the dead princess. Well,
Well,
so
that'll freak somebody out.
yeah, so how are you gonna do
I'm
that?
going to.
Which I
I'm,
guess it what team are you gonna pick though? Because obviously, like Rube is now the overlord. He's like like a freak. The one guy that was on the team, the princess is known to be dead.
the known dead
So
one.
how like what do you do? What specifically do you
Do I do? It's pretty simple. Like literally, I nudged. I kind of like knock on the Baron's leg and try to get his attention.
okay?
And then, do I get the Baron's attention?
So you'd like knock on his leg.
Yeah, I'm trying to get his
Okay, okay,
attention.
okay, okay, okay. You knock on his leg. A moment passes, and the Baron like finally moves, and he kind of like turns and he looks down. And he's kind of just like seems to be looking at you with these kind of dead golem robot eyes.
Okay, and then I kind of point, like I'm pointing forward, and I smile at him in a really weird grin, and
Okay.
then I climb underneath the table.
Okay.
Okay, and
Okay.
I peer out, and then I cast Phantasmal Force and have the people walk in through like the door.
Okay. So, do you do original team? So do you do like well, so hmm. So do you do Dead Princess?
Yes,
And do you do Drake and Guy?
yes,
And you do the little halfling guy, Fizz?
yes,
Do you do the dead brother? The guy that
yes,
dies at the very beginning? God.
yes,
Okay. All right. Do you do Rube?
yes.
Do you do him as the old version from the show? Obviously, that's what you know what he looks like. So yeah, yeah.
It's
Okay.
from the show.
All
It's
right. All
because it's
right. All
from the
right. All right.
show.
All right. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. So you climb under the table. Now, I assume Thiwar is watching the Baron pretty closely, right? Like Thiwar's been
Yeah.
trying to keep tabs on the Baron, right? There's a moment where you see the Baron does move. It looks like he's like looks down. Make an intelligence check for Thiwar.
A.
So you notice that at the same moment that the Baron is looking down, Kegal has disappeared from her seat. Then a moment later, the Baron looks back up. Now, your phantasmal force, you say you cast it so that they like walk into the room?
Yes.
Where do they walk in from? Because we got a bunch of doors here. So what, like over here? Oh shit. Over here
Turn.
to, from the front of the ship,
Okay.
or
Hold on. We're in the ballroom.
yeah, you're in the
Um,
ballroom, and everybody is like your positions in the ballroom are accurate.
okay, so it's kind of like going to be from the front of the ship.
So from over here, closer to the
Yeah.
Baron or closer to the back of the room?
Well,
Like
I want it opposite of where the Baron is. So I guess they come in like
over
over here,
over maybe over here?
over the here. Like I want them to be coming in towards the Baron. I want everyone to like see them as they walk in and like towards the Baron.
Okay. So like probably here then. Maybe.
Yeah.
Somewhere one of these. Okay. All right. All right. All right. Okay.
It-
So does Anya get up to get drugs for Timmy? She got up to get drugs for Timmy, right?
I'm muted. No, I'm
No,
not.
you're not. You're not muted.
Okay. Okay. She started to, but then when that guy came over and gave him the drink, she stopped and went back to her seat.
Okay. All right. So,
But she's also like intently looking around the room. She's trying to take as much in as she possibly can. Is the is the item still in the room, or has it been moved?
the item is still in the room. In fact, you notice that only 5 items remain in the room. 5 very kind of prominent items. But
Okay.
that one is in the center. It's like the most prominent. It's literally where the ball sack is. The ball sack
Okay.
is the
That's it. It's the thing. We got to steal the balls.
exactly.
Okay.
The balls are a little big though. Oh wait, I can like pick up just pieces of the balls. I just pick up the ball hair.
So,
That was weird.
just as an aside, so like noticing these other things, what do the other things look like? How big are they?
They're one of them is a statue. One of them is I can only describe it as a 3D painting. Um,
Mm-hmm.
one of them looks like some kind of a pot, and one and of course you've got the weird Gigi's weird ass thing.
Okay.
So there's kind of there are various things, but all of them look kind of old or precious, and they're all kind of up on
Okay.
pedestals. But Gigi's weird thing is in the center.
Okay. All right.
So everybody's kind of like, they start to serve dinner. There's kind of some talking. The Baron's just sitting there, and then all of the sudden, members of the Ganger 5 super robot team, including Drake Tungsten and uh, Guy Daigoji, walk through this door right behind Anya. And like everybody and there's like a kind of this weird like the room kind of goes quiet, and then there's kind of this stirring, and it's very strange. There's, and, so, what is everybody doing?
I'm just sitting back and watching. I was kind of having a conversation with this gentleman, and then suddenly, Gengar 5 shows up.
No, I'm waiting. I'm kind of like mentally like controlling us. So just so you know what's going to happen, they're literally going to like move forward into the room, get to like the center of the room, and all of them are going to break out and dance.
Okay.
Everybody dance now. Bam, 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 bam.
All right. So there's the Baron has kind of not moved. The Baron's still sitting still. None of the bots have really moved, and there's kind of this hush in the room. Anya and Timmy realize that everybody are either looking at them or looking behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And if you turn around, if everybody kind of looks, you see that it's
Yeah.
the group, but it's like weird because it's all of them, including the dead ones, including the brother that died early, like years and years ago. So it's pretty weird. They look pretty weird though. They kind of like walk in and they kind of like make their way around the tables into the center of the room. Now, here's the thing. So Jay, as I said, that this like, her her artifact is right in the center of the room. Do they dance near it? Do they dance around it? Like, where specifically are they dancing?
Well, they're not touching anything. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
like
yeah.
they are physically not touching anything. So there's
Of
like
course, of
walking
course.
around people and objects, and then they dance.
Okay. With no music?
No music.
Okay. Do they dance as they're walking?
No. They
Okay.
stop in place at
All
a
right.
random spot that I think is appropriate, and they just start dancing like there is music going on.
Okay. And do they dance? Are they together or do they kind of separate a little bit?
They're separated a little bit.
Okay, okay. So they kind of
But
walk through the crowd in a way,
right,
in
I'm
between
watching
tables and
basically,
stuff.
and I'd like to know what people's reactions are as this is happening, because
They're probably dancing in like some weird gnomish way because that's what
it's
she
going
was
to
used to.
determine what happens.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So the people they kind of walk in. Anya and Timmy hear Stephanie go, "What the fuck?" Like almost loud. Like people are like murmuring. Everybody's like, "What? He's dead." Oh. There's like all this like weird stuff, and they kind of get to the room. The Bort, the guy that's next to Timmy, like stands up and is like, and is like, "What?" And he looks angry. He's like pissed off. There's definitely some people in the room. Any of the Sin people are pissed off, but there are definitely other people that seem kind of angry. There are people that seem confused. There are definitely a lot of people that just don't have no idea what the fuck is going on.
That is
And
good.
they finally like break into dance, and there's like more murmuring, and then there's some laughter.
And then all of a sudden, this is what I want to happen. I want one of the. I guess it doesn't matter which one. It will start with one person will pull out a gun and
Oh
will shoot
god.
the next person, the next member of the group, and then
Oh,
that,
oh, I
and then
see.
and then another member of the group will shoot another member of the group, and they'll all end up shooting each other to the point where there's one person left, and then they'll shoot themselves, and they'll all disappear, and they'll be disappearing.
Okay, do you have an
Those kind of
order? Do you have an order, or do you have a first
the
and a
the,
last?
the well, the dead person will shoot the two dead people will shoot will die last because they're already dead.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
it's
then the
it,
the
yeah,
princess shoots herself, basically.
yes.
Okay. Okay. So, all right. So
This is
And they
way
all right,
just
to
kind of,
go.
and when they
let's.
get shot, they kind of just disappear.
Okay.
Wow.
Like a video game. They just kind of
Yeah.
out. Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. Okay. So they're like kind of dancing. They're like dancing this like weird dance. People are kind of laughing. There's kind of like this weird like nervous laugh. And then Rube takes out a blaster, like an energy pistol, and he turns around and he, shoots Drake, and then Guy shoots Rube, and they're like shooting each other, and then this like it goes all the way down until finally the princess shoots herself, and they're all
And
gone.
they're all gone. And then I'm
And
gonna crawl back from underneath the table, smile at the Baron, and get back into my chair.
okay, all right. So the Baron is still like stalwart. He's like still like just sitting there, like hasn't really moved. You get back into your chair. There's like kind of like a weird little murmuring, and then there's like like a little smattering of applause, and then like a little bit bigger applause, and then people start to like stand up, and there's like, and it erupts into a full standing ovation where everyone is like cheering and all this stuff. And so everybody's like standing up clapping, and then the Baron stands and goes king, 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 and then sits back down.
Wow.
And after the Baron does that, everybody kind of stops clapping and like sits down. And now people are talking about that. And the people, in fact, the weird gel thing next to Kegal is like, was that you?
I smile.
Oh, well, good. I am Hannah Misha. Would you like to be my friend?
I'm
And
just gonna big shrug.
it like sticks out like a little gooey thing towards you.
I'll poke the goo.
You poke the goo, and your like finger kind of goes inside a little bit, and it's warm.
Really pleasure to meet you. And your goo.
Your trick was fabulous. Are you some type of performer?
I'm an artist, and that was not a trick.
What was it then?
It was art.
Ah, I see. Well, perhaps we will be very good friends. I am also an artist. Touch me again.
Okay, I'll touch your that thing again, the goo.
What is Kegal thinking about right now?
Hmm. Kegel is thinking about if it was Kegel. Kegel's is probably realistically thinking about if this is what a boob feels like compared to her boobs or something like that.
That's what Jay is thinking. Not
No, I
Shay.
don't know if it's squishy. I don't know.
So within Hanamisha, this gel thing, as you're touching her, it, whatever, an image of like kind of like a bunch of grapes, but they're all like little boobs, appears kind of floating in the middle of the gel.
Oh, interesting.
And then all these little tiny hands start reaching and like squeezing little like grape boobs. You see, I am also an artist.
That is gonna get us banned for good.
I don't know. I was like thinking about. I don't know.
That's not gonna get us banned for good. Literally, like
Well,
some chick like had sex on Twitch, like live on Twitch.
Hmm.
really?
Yeah,
That's
I mean
fucked
you
up.
couldn't see any of the sex, but like she just like had her face basically, and yeah, she was like I don't know banned for like a day, and then like she's back of course, yeah, because she's
Yeah.
one of them
Kitty
high numbers.
streamers.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
Woo. So, but yes, so this crazy thing happens, and somehow you make it through dinner, and the Baron stands up and says, "Dinner has commenced. Thank you." And then he leaves. And then the bots kind of start clearing places, and yeah, it
Always a
is.
charmer, that Baron.
What's that?
I said always a charmer, that
Always
Baron.
a charmer, that Baron. So you have an hour. You can't stay in the ballroom. They're clearing the ballroom. You have an hour to get ready for the first night's party.
Yep.
Now, Anya, her schedule was cleared, so as far as she knows, she's not performing at the party. She had her one
Right.
disastrous performance, and that was about it. Thiwar is scheduled for a party performance, but later on. The party, so you have an hour to prepare for the party. Um, Thiwar is contacted by a bot that comes over to him and lets him know as he's walking down the hallway. Lets him know that Mr. Proner, all arrangements have been taken care of. You're scheduled to perform tonight at 2 a.m. Please be ready.
Right. Thank you, robot.
Main ballroom. So, what's everyone doing? You have an hour.
You know how
Um,
I found that thing, that like plaque that had information about me, it, or about the war? Could I just like mess with that and kind of get as much information from it about myself as possible, just in my room? See if it gives me anything I didn't happen to already know. Like if I have some.
crazy fan base.
Yeah.
Leaked pictures, deep fakes of you performing. Whoa.
Yeah, there actually is a ton of information out there. You're assuming that a lot of it came from Gigi, but Yeah, there are all kinds of like there is like some video of you like going into a club. Like you have no idea like where this is, what it is, anything. But like you're like headed into some club with some you know, some interesting looking ladies, and there's just some other articles about you and like about your like, you've grown up and various things, but it's all pretty vague.
Okay. So there's no like genetic information or like
So
super specific information.
there is that as well. She had taken some information. So there is some information about you that seems to be unique to you that you wouldn't probably don't want. As you're kind of looking over it, you're like, yeah, this is probably not something I want in the hands of other people.
That's the information I was kind of looking at to see if there was anything that I didn't know that the war wasn't aware of
I
in that
see.
information.
There is a mention of you having Gene 48. And Gene 48 is apparently uh, a mutant gene uh, precursor to abilities.
Yeah, makes sense then. I'm assuming that's has something to do with being able to cast spells and whatnot.
You think
Okay.
possibly, possibly uh, it allows you access to dimensions not normally accessible by human beings, but
There
that
is
are
deep.
accessible by some other races. So it's not like it's weird for humans somewhat, but not so weird for other species necessarily. Yeah, you get some information. You do get some information like that. Also, it turns out that the war has sickle cell. No.
I have a
um,
question about my little Sarth really. Um, can can it communicate? Like, if I were to send it off, can it communicate? Like, if the war were to read it telepathically, could he understand it, or would he just hear Sarth, Sarth, Sarth?
mm,
I try that with Marth. Uh
it doesn't work. Gothics
Okay.
was specifically granted the gift of communicating with these beings by them for performing service, before, you know,
sure.
saving. Yeah, yeah.
Saving
So
their colony.
yeah, yeah. So he is yeah, he has like special gift where he can communicate. So no, nobody else in the party can.
Okay. So after dinner, I want to sneak away and write a little message for Oath. The little, I guess, the name of cephalopod shape form. And I want it to go and find Thiwar to give it to him.
Gotcha. What does the note say?
Uh, it's like general reconnaissance about, I snuck into security room, and if he's made any progress, and maybe we should meet up with everyone to discuss.
All right. So you send Sarth to Thiwar's room to deliver a message, and is anybody doing anything other than preparing for the party?
I able to get away from that guy?
Are you trying to get away from Derek?
Yeah, she's trying to she's trying to get back to her room. Because isn't did he leave her? Does she still have her daggers on her?
No.
Did he leave? Yeah.
Yeah, they're back at they're probably back at his ship.
Gotta go back to the ship.
Mm.
He kind of gently prods you back to with him anyway. He kind of like holds your
Mhm.
arm as you leave.
Okay.
And he's just like, Timmy, come here, or Admiral, whatever, driver, whatever, come on, let's go. And he's like, is Timmy following them?
Um, let's see. Let's do a little bit of intelligence here. Okay. So even through his like inebriated haze, he can see something is weird about the situation, and okay, and he's gonna follow along.
Okay. So Timmy and Stephanie and Derek and Anya are walking down the hallway together. And since you're like kind of all close together, Stephanie is like, what was that? What was that happened during dinner?
What do you mean?
What was that?
It was an ability.
Probably, maybe Thiwar, maybe Kegal. Seems like the kind of trouble they would get into.
Hmm.
Maybe it's not even one of us. Maybe it was a sick joke by someone else.
So you get back to your rooms, and Derek takes you back, everybody else back to the ship, his ship, and he says, "What's your plans for the party?" He's talking to Anya.
Hmm. Well, I was booked for shows, but I'm not now. I do need to check to see if I've got anything booked for tomorrow. Excuse me. I will if I'm dancing, I will need my daggers.
Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about tonight. You going to that party?
Yes,
You gonna figure out how to steal that thing?
that's the plan.
And you gonna cut me in from my ship?
We will. Yes.
Yeah? How much?
I don't know. I'd have to speak to the rest of us.
All right.
Yes.
What's going on here? Does this guy know about
He
the
does.
thing?
Unfortunately, he does. Yes.
Uh, we couldn't make it easy now, could we?
No.
Uh,
This little lady said you needed a ship. She tried to steal mine, but maybe we can work something out.
yeah, well, I guess you know I'm not really the grand driver then.
Yeah, I kind of figured that.
Yeah. All right. Well, uh, plans are a little hazy right now, but I guess we got a ship. Um,
Yeah, I
we
noticed.
really haven't talked. We haven't talked to anyone else from our group about what they've found. How the hell are we gonna get that massive thing into your ship? Just to move it.
Hey, that's your job. As
Oh,
far
wait
as
a
I'm
minute.
concerned, I'd just be the getaway driver, even if
Do you have a tractor beam?
on this baby. Yeah, I mean it's not a powerful tractor beam, but sure. What are you thinking?
Possibly using your tractor beam to pull the item into your cargo hold. Is is your ship configured in that way?
Not to bring up a obvious thing, but like I have floating disc, so if you can get it up to a certain level, I can just walk it. It'll follow me wherever I go.
You're not there.
I know.
Drake,
That's
Drake,
that's
or
metagaming.
Not Drake. God damn it. Did Derek is
Derek.
like, Derek is like, well, I mean, usually the tractor beam is for, things out in space. I'm not going to be able to fly my ship into the ballroom.
Possibly. But we may be able to get the object out of the ballroom and into space.
If you can get it out of
If
the
we could.
ballroom and into space, then that would make things a lot easier.
Hmm.
How are you gonna do that? We're gonna blow
Well,
up the ballroom?
we're going to need to talk to the rest of our people.
Yeah.
Well, the
At
party's
at
almost
this
starting, so we better
at
get
this
going.
point we have a at this point we have a ship. We have a partial plan. Let's go.
All right.
All right, so
Is he gonna give her daggers back?
he'll go ahead and give her daggers back, sure, if she asks
Okay.
nicely. And 10 o'clock rolls around, and the party begins in the
What's the vibe?
ballroom.
Is it like a rave? Is it like a
The
um,
the initial
ballroom
the
esque?
initial yeah, the initial vibe is actually kind of like a rave. It's there's lots of lights and sound, and while the main party is taking place in the ballroom, the party does kind of spill out into like ancillary areas, these other side ballrooms and various things here.
Cool. Okay.
Who is that? Oh, that's Kegal. Kegels? There are two Kegels. I was like, what is that? So yeah, at the moment it is a there's a very kind of like a festival type of a vibe, ravey kind of festivally. People are having fun. There's kind of debauchery almost right away. Uh, I don't know if Harro is awake. Nope. Guess
Harrison, I'm gonna
guess not.
call him.
Guess not. I was like,
Motherfucker.
he would Ren probably would be able to make some sales in this environment. But yeah, so does everybody head to the party right away? Again, the dinner was a requirement. The party is not. Um, and of course, it goes from 10 to 6 a.m. Other than performers. But what's everybody doing?
Anya's gonna stop by a station to see if she can access her schedule.
When you say a station, what do you mean?
Like maybe if there's like a console or like a wall panel or something like that.
I mean, there are a lot of wall panels. Do any of them give you information that you want? Not so much.
Okay.
Who was the one that sent me that message? Was that Guthix? Well, yeah, because it was
Gothics. Yeah,
Scarf.
yeah.
So Guthix. I'll try to find Guthix.
All right.
Wander about the party.
So yeah, you do a little bit of searching, and is Gothics at the party? Is everybody at the party, by the way?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So Gothics at the party. Yeah, Thiwar eventually meets up with Gothics.
Okay, then I just like to look around, make sure no one's like too intently watching the conversation or paying too much attention to me.
Hmm.
Oh, yes,
Us or
sir.
everyone.
Were you interested in some exotic creatures?
Why, yes, I am. How about you give me your list? What do you have?
Ah, come to me. I have a
Thanks.
I have a in-depth roster with me. Just step over here for a moment. And
Certainly.
all right, okay. What have you got? Anything new?
There's an insane rainbow lizard that's trying to abduct me. Um,
What?
I was kidnapped. I've been stuck in a room for the past couple of hours, and I burned through lots of spells. Uh, yeah, I'm not much help today. But,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
it's,
where Harrison
it's
went.
going great.
Where'd he
Oh,
go?
check general chat in the Discord.
Uh, his power go out?
No, he's fighting for his life apparently.
Hang on, I didn't even notice.
I'm playing D&D.
What? He's fighting for his life?
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Oh, I understand now. Oh, that's unfortunate.
yeah.
Yikes. Damn.
What?
Oh boy. Yeah. He's not having a good time. It's okay. Womp womp.
That's all right. So,
We'll just say
okay.
Ren is out selling. He's doing the
He's
rounds at the party.
he's busy, all right?
Hmm.
He's got rounds to make. But
Exactly.
yeah, okay. So, dang, that sucks about your thing. Hopefully that doesn't happen again um at Thwar. Uh basically um I found the security room and it looking out into the ballroom. And I think I have a way to get it so that whenever we decide to act, I can have security go down and we can do our thing. I don't know about the others.
The only idea I've had is I can cast up the 4 darkness globes, so I could theoretically cover an entire room in darkness, giving us cover for 60 minutes, I believe.
Yeah,
I forget the time,
but
but
then no one would be able to see, including us, unless we have true vision or something that I'm unaware of. But
or if we use it just to cover doorways so people wouldn't see the entrances to the room.
mm,
Ren can
If we
see
could,
and Ren can see. I'll throw that out there because you guys would know that by now for sure that Ren has that ring of true sight or whatever. So
oh yes, that is right. Um, okay. So, how are we gonna get this thing moved? Like, do you have any special
nothing.
nothing?
Um, I, if we could somehow get rope from outside on a ship and tie it and pull it, but I have nothing that moves anything.
Hmm. Okay. Maybe we should meet up with everyone else. Try to find them.
Yeah, so we can do that quickly. I have a performance here in a few hours.
Okay.
Okay,
So casually party it up, you know.
so the two of you are gonna kind of go and see if you can't gather people together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, since everybody is at the party, and I'm gonna say that it's probably not that difficult to kind of get people together now. The thing is what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna gather? Are you
Is there a
going to
smaller room?
Is
try
there
and
one of
meet?
these balconies that's just not used?
So there are these balconies all over the place, and they are open. Um, there are, there are variously people viewing out them, but yeah, if you kind of look around, you can kind of see like, okay, there's, sometimes they become available. Each of them, as you can see, they have these doors. So obviously, which for the most part are remaining open. But yeah, you can attempt to gather into one of those.
You know
Okay.
what? Can I use even auditory illusion to cast like white noise outside the room?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like a staticky background away from us, so it's not bothering us, but it's like somewhat of a barrier.
All right. You kind of gather everyone together, and when you get everybody gathered together, you end up you end up finding this one over here, all the way at the top, is free.
Okay. So after after a bit of mingling around, you know, discreetly gathering everyone to the balcony. Um,
This one right here. So let's see. Is it Timmy, or I mean, is it Govix, or is it Thiwar? So it is Thiwar that hey, it's Thiwar that
Hello.
encounters Anya, and Guthix that encounters Kegal. And when Thiwar encounters Anya, he also encounters Timmy, and they seem to have picked up a friend.
Oh, Reedy. Deftic. Been a while. Who is this friend with you? I don't think we've met.
ah, yes. Well, uh, talk to Anya. Fuck it. The cover's blown anyway.
Anya.
Uh,
Oh, so that's your name.
this this is her doing. I have nothing to do with this.
God, he's been drunk the entire time. The entire time.
Derek
Unless he was
Starchaser.
asleep.
Pleased to meet you.
Derek Starchaser. It's a pleasure to meet you, Derek. But if you wouldn't mind, I could borrow your two acquaintances just for a moment.
Anything you got to say to them? Well, you can say it in front of me. We have a deal.
He's our ride.
All right then. Um, Fine, I think I found a location. Follow me.
Okay.
So everybody meets up over here on this balcony, and then Thiwar casts some white noise.
So what's this you say about a ride? Do you have a ship to get us out of here?
Yeah, I got a pretty nice ship, in fact. But your friend here, Anya, well, she wasn't sure how much you guys could cut me in, so, you know, here I am. Everybody's together, by the way.
Yeah, well. Oh, this isn't great. Uh Derek, Mr. Starchaser, um we're not exactly doing this for money. This is more of a uh obligatory service for uh, a friend of ours.
Are you guys indentured servants?
You could
No,
kind of, yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
so maybe we could go over this again. Who is your employer, and what the hell are you trying to do?
we steal the
We
object. We steal the object and deliver it. Our employer makes arrangements for us to meet some other unsavory characters that we need to procure something from, and then we all go on our way.
Something of value?
Something of value to us.
There's probably
That's pretty
plenty of.
vague.
It's quite complicated, to be honest, but I don't know if it's credits you're after or whatnot, but our employer is very reputable. I'm sure if you were to help us in this mission, they could um they could connect you to some higher places, maybe put you on for whatever you're looking for, really.
I don't need to be hired for anything. I'm just curious about what you're all doing. I might be willing to help you out, but you're not giving me a lot to go on. Why shouldn't I just go to the Baron and say, hey, these guys are trying to steal your precious artwork?
Well, what do you want? Why you want a cut of what you thought was some reward we were getting? I mean, I'm sure we can
I don't, st-
help you out in some way.
I still don't know what your final prize is. Your friend there said it was valuable to you. Maybe it's valuable to me too.
Hmm.
We're
I knew
trading a task or job for information.
I'm not sure that we have a choice. What do you think of these? And I can't remember the name of them. The Empire
Cooking,
guys.
Cookie.
The sh- the Charles?
or
No, the Charles.
Reputon, Charl.
The Charles.
No,
The elves.
no, the Empire guys. The
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 guys that Timmy is
the this
actually.
The
in
Rubecocks.
yeah in the show they just called them the Sin. That's the easiest way
Ah,
to.
Ah, the Sin.
What is your feeling on this sin?
I mean, I fought them for quite a while. Why?
Part of our mission is to fight them again. We need to be able to get through their space to get to where we're going. And we have help.
You're gonna take
But
on the Sin, huh? The Sin
yes,
Pariah Overlordship.
yes.
So you're insane.
A little, but we have help.
You have help. I had help.
Drake, we have Drake Tungsten.
Drake
And
Tungsten.
we also have Guy whatever the fuck his name is.
Guy Fieri.
And
Guy Fieri. We also have
Fieri.
Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
He's gonna take you to Flavortown. You'll love
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Huh. Huh. Huh.
And let's just say that we're trying to get the group back together again. And
We're
what
getting
we're
the
about
band back together.
and what we're about to steal will help us do that.
Huh. Well, that's different. So you're saying that you guys trying to put the robot back together?
Essentially.
Huh.
If we can get it back together, that along with our ship, we might be able to get through. We might even be able to stop this overlord guy,
Hmm.
and we can get through and we can go on our way. I can tell you, they may need a pilot for part of the robot.
I prefer small and fast, baby. But
I'm sure he does.
I in her mind, she's like, I bet you are small and fast.
but now you've caught my interest. Yeah, I'll be your getaway driver. It's been a number of years since I've seen Drake and Guy. All right. I think you're telling me the truth. I think you're crazy, but I think you're telling me the truth. So, what's the
So,
plan?
he's got a ship. It's got a tractor beam. If we can get the object into space, he can tractor it into his cargo hold, and we can get away. Ah, Kegal, you can lift it, can't you?
I can't lift it.
But you were just talking about how earlier you said you can.
No, I didn't, and I wasn't there apparently. So
Yeah.
Oh, well, shit.
Remember, floating disc does not lift the object.
I know, but I
Yeah,
said this anyway
exactly.
beforehand. Anyways,
Yeah, if you can
I
get it
told
on the
No,
disc.
no,
if you get it
plus
on the
that's the
disc,
thing.
you can carry it.
She's not a magic user. So she's also doesn't have like full on comprehension of everything.
There is. Now, you would know this, and I can't remember off the top of my head, which is why I'm looking it up. But does levitation? Can you cast it? It only works on the caster, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think because
that's
you'd have to be able to. I mean, there's no way you could hold an object and lift it up. That's super
yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
Doesn't floating disc change altitude or change elevation
No,
with
it stays at elevation that is like
yeah,
waist behind
yeah,
the.
but Yeah, but with the caster, right? So if you were to like get really low and then come up, wouldn't the floating disc also come up with you?
I'm Kegal.
No, but what he's saying is that if you used floating disc and then cast levitation, or somebody cast levitation on you, or
Yeah,
some
but
other way, the floating
yeah,
disc
but
would still
yeah, yeah.
stick
I guess this. Yeah, if someone
because
would, but I can't do it.
it's in relation to you. Well,
But I can't cast it underneath an object. I don't believe
yeah. Hmm.
because
What's
you have to place. You can cast the floating disc, but I don't believe you can cast it under. Like, you can't like be like, here, I want to put this under a person. You can put stuff on it,
hmm.
but I don't think you can
Wait a
cast
minute.
it.
Could you cast it next to it, and then somehow we could either push it or pull it over onto the disc?
That's the whole point I'm trying to get across. Like, if yeah, but then we have is things heavy.
Mm.
Do we know how heavy this thing actually
Yeah,
is?
have we even touched it or tried to
It-
see?
You
It's
don't know.
big, doesn't necessarily mean it's heavy.
Yes.
It's about the size of a person. Now, floating disc holds 500 pounds. Is the because I'm
Well,
Did
looking at the
hopefully
Gigi
it's not
spell
more
right
than
now.
did
500
Gigi tell us
pounds.
how? Did Gigi give us that information?
I think she only gave us a picture.
I feel like Gigi probably would have given you some just some basic information. So probably yeah. Yeah, let's see. Gigi told you that this thing is probably about 250 pounds.
Oh, that's a lot lighter than I thought.
Oh yeah.
The disc could hold it. We just have to get it onto the disc. Once we get it onto the disc, we can float it out to one. We can float it out onto one of the balconies.
We
And
can definitely at least push it. 250 pounds is not an unreasonable amount.
do you
Yeah,
want to
that's
start pushing
lightweight.
that thing while all those robots are attacking us?
Well, no, but
We
that's why we
need.
created diversion.
It's going to need
Now,
to be a big diversion.
here's the other thing we've got to worry about. There are two things in between this this thing that you're trying to get, whatever the fuck it is, and space. Even if you open the doors,
Yep,
there's a force field
field.
that keeps in the atmosphere. But even if you
Yeah,
deactivate that, there's another outer shield that is the ship's shielding. So there are two force fields that would have to be deactivated. Now the other problem with that is
Do
that
we
if
have
you
an old guy who can go down into the basement
but
and deactivate it?
but timeout. Is there a laundry cart?
Oh God. Oh
there's
God.
probably a
I'm
laundry
curious.
bot, not a laundry cart. Um,
Hmm.
in fact, Drake has a laundry bot. If you were paying attention earlier, his little laundry bot
We take the laundry
laundered.
out. And can we sneak
Laundry
this thing
minefield.
out with the
Yeah.
laundry?
Sneak what? The whole statue?
Yeah, it's like 5 foot tall. It looks like a
No.
human. It's like we could sneak it out with the laundry. They used to do it. You know, it's like a prison break, but it's a laundry break.
So
I
Just
feel like
carry it
it was bigger and more ridiculous than like it might be as tall as a human, but it's like a giant
two
mess of
hundred pounds.
statue.
so what
200
Derek
pounds.
what Derek was getting ready to say though is that if you deactivate the shield that keeps the atmosphere in here, it's
The
going to
atmosphere.
cause a decompression, and he explains decompression to you, and you all have like spacewalked, so you kind of understand space and like how that works now. So like he's like, yeah, if we have to take that down that shield, but once we take it down, it's going to decompress anything that's not sealed. So like, you know, you'd have to close like all these doors here.
Or not.
Or
If we
not.
have
I mean, you know,
if
but
we have
he
some kind of
basically
scoop on
explains
or
like that's
something,
an issue that you have.
if we have our own like force field around us or some kind of suit on, we can just let everyone else die.
He agrees with that. Yeah. Yeah, if we got
Well, how
suits or
did
we got
you?
some other way to protect us, then
That'd be an easy way to like get this thing out of here.
but you've
How
got
did
to
you get
remember
your
that
ship?
the decompression's not going to affect any of those bots, including the tank
Uh,
bots. It's also not going to affect the Baron.
I
Well, how
feel
did you get your ship in here in the first place? Aren't you like? Isn't his ship docked in the whale? That's what we're in right now.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, my ship's down in the docking bay. For this plan to work, I'd have to disembark from the whale, come up around its front. That also would throw up a whole bunch of red flags.
mm,
Honestly, for that plan to work, man, the whole ship might have to be disabled.
Has anybody seen or done anything else?
I got really drunk.
We know.
Thiwar?
Um, oh yeah, I was kidnapped. That's about it.
Oh God.
Nothing major.
So
Guthix? Guthix?
I
Anything?
I was in the security room. I don't know.
This is an important thing.
I thought I brought this up.
Nobody pays
I
attention to me.
ah, I'm not sure if the controls that we're looking for are in this one or if they'd be in like a master room of sorts. But I think with my abilities, I can tamper with the equipment to cause some havoc at the very least.
Ah,
If I could somehow go with you, that's Stephanie.
Oh, do you have a certain set of skills?
and I will use them. I will find you, and I will use those skills.
Yes. I have a
That's
certain set of skills. I will find you. And I will use them. Mhm.
Okay.
I think I can be of some help.
That might be a little tricky because my methods of accessing this room are really on a personal basis only. So I don't know
uh,
how you would come along with me.
don't we have somebody who could turn people invisible?
Yes. Not today, but tomorrow I could.
That's part of the whole plan for when
Hmm.
we go for the second half. Is we brought people who could turn us invisible. Somebody can turn Stephanie invisible, and she can go. She doesn't even need to be with you. She could go in by herself.
Okay.
I'll take
so
you for
what?
backup.
Yeah, turn someone invisible, but the person who's turning the person invisible has to go too.
Do
No.
Because
they?
yeah, because they have to concentrate on the person who is invisible.
Nope. Nope. Invisibility, once it's cast, is you're good to go.
Really, so
Only
the
It's
caster
just
does not need to go.
no, it's just the person that is invisible, the caveats to it are that you can't
Can't do
like you
anything to
can't
make
touch
themselves.
anything. Yeah, you can't like make any attacks or anything like that.
Okay,
You kind of
I'm just
have
thinking that
to you
caster had to.
yeah, no. Like once you're invisible, it's actually like permanent until dispelled
Which
basically. So,
which is
yeah.
kind of funny because you can cast it on an object, and which is kind of cool because we could cast it on the actual object, and people would think it was gone.
Wait, can you just cast it? I can't remember. Have we had this discussion before about an object being
Well,
invisible?
no, not the. I can't
There's the
remember if it was the object, but
That reminds me of something I wanted to ask. Can I, from my invisible magic
yeah.
item,
Oh, one
can
creature
I?
or object, yeah.
So
I'm
we could
sorry,
cast
Cameron.
it. We could cast it on the actual like statue. People would kind of think it's been stolen and freak out.
That
That's one thing we could do. That'd be funny and also would be a really good distraction.
that could be a vital part of the plan. Honestly, we cast it invisible. We covertly move it onto a floating disc. Maybe it's disguised as
Yeah,
like
but if you touch it, would it become it would become visible?
Yes.
ah.
Yeah, see,
But
that's the caveat.
but the caveat is if you move it onto this and then cast it, no one would see it. So
That's
you can
true.
move it around
Yeah, yeah.
and
What
no
if
one
it's
would realize that you're carrying it because it would be just floating on this disc behind you. You wouldn't see the disc and you wouldn't see the object. So you would just look like a person walking around.
with a giant disc.
Right. But so with someone who is not the person with the disc, you couldn't cast floating disc. I guess
you?
you could because you don't it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you
You have to
could.
no because you have to be concentrating. Do you have to be concentrating? No, you don't.
No, no.
With
Again, floating disc is another one of those. Is like once you pass it,
right,
once you cast it, it stays for an
it's a
hour.
time. It's a
It's
time thing.
Yeah, it's
So you
timed. It stays at the exact like it stays at your hip level, 6 feet
right,
from you, and it just stays
right,
there for an hour, and it follows you around no matter where you go, kind of staying at that one fixed point in
right.
relation to the caster. But you don't
Right.
have to concentrate at all. It just stays there.
So what's the point of like of all this craziness? We could literally just do that and walk out with the damn thing. People
Good.
would think it's gone. Unless another thing you could do too, check this out.
Couldn't couldn't you
It's well,
cast an illusion of it? So
yes, that's
like
another thing too. It's like if someone else has phantasmal force, we can cast an actual illusion of the object, so no one will know that the object's gone. So
Though
if
Phantasmal
someone has
Force only has a limited range, and I think it does
well,
require
someone's gonna have to stay
concentration.
behind for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That's
I
that's
dispelled
the
mine
thing.
when I got shot in GG's.
If someone could do this all this shit and like stay behind for a little while until like the actual object's on the ship, then they can take off.
yeah,
And
we could do that.
because we're not supposed to be here together anyways.
True. True. Well, I guess so. There's we don't have too much time left in the session. I guess the idea is that you've kind of talked about some things that you could do with your plan. Now you just have to figure out specifics.
We have lost like 2 members.
Yeah, that's true.
It's
Um,
that's basically true. Is Harrow not back yet? Is he still?
I have returned.
oh, he's
Ah,
Oh,
back.
hey,
It is back.
Hello.
dang. Feeling okay?
Yeah, I might go back soon, but I mean, I'll probably be here for the last 15 minutes
Yeah,
before
yeah. I
I
mean,
go
we
back.
like I said, we only got like 15 minutes anyway, so.
Okay.
But yeah, and Dan is basically still with us for now.
So
is that Dan sneezing?
I
Yeah.
think so. Yeah.
so really we just need to figure out like a timing of when we want to enact this and
hmm
get out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Um,
So just as a recap, as far as the party is concerned, or the the event, right now you guys are in the party of the first night. So it's what, like probably midnight or something right now by the time you got everything gathered together and stuff, right? Uh you still have 2 full days with breakfast, the various shows, dinner, party, So you have still have 2 full days, and then you're also aware that there is kind of the fourth. The party kind of drags into the fourth day, but
Yeah, but also it's like the longer we stay here, the more chance we are at getting caught.
yeah,
But
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just giving you the information, and then
no, I know, and I'm
you
saying
guys
as
do with it what you will.
to the party, it's like the longer we're here, the longer we're here to basically someone's going
Yeah,
to say something that's going to fuck up, and
Jay's got a good point. That's true.
because we're all kind of fuck ups when it comes to things.
Listen, I'm not an actor, all right.
I know
Timmy,
that's, but yeah, I mean,
Timmy, he didn't have a great showing the first day. People are gonna find out that Captain Bort real quick is gonna realize this guy's a clown.
Hmm.
not to
So,
mention,
So
like our history has put us in a different universe.
so I guess the question then is, do you need any more information, or is there anything else that you have to do? Do you
I would
have
like
to?
Well,
to.
I think
we
we need a
we should
complete
we should
layout.
we need to decide whether we want to do this at the height of distraction or if we want to do it when everybody is passed out and asleep.
I can clear the room pretty easily.
I feel like it'd be more natural to do it when everyone's awake, but there's distraction going on. Like if we got caught sneaking around at night, something went awry.
I think the biggest thing we have to worry about is the robot things that are walking around. So
Yeah,
we
Yeah,
need,
I don't
we
think
have
the other passengers are too much of a worry. It's mostly
we
the
need,
robots.
yeah, we need to do something that's going to like get them to go to another place.
If
and I think that
Stephanie
Stephanie might
if
have something to
Stephanie
do with
can
that.
do something with the with the security system, that might help. We also, if we plan to take it out, we cannot survive in space. We'll need suits. We're going to need to find suits.
We don't need to take it out. That's the point. But I don't think we should go that route. Like we
Isn't the
literally,
plan?
Oh,
Isn't the
you
like,
just want to take it through the ship all
Through
the
the
way to the
yes.
ship.
ship?
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't see why we don't just like. I mean, it like
Laundry cart.
literally.
He's literally
Yeah,
like it's
Yeah.
I'm
D&D laundry
literally.
cart is what he wants to
Yes,
do.
yeah,
that's what I'm
Like,
saying. I'm like, this
yeah.
is literally the D&D laundry
or a
cart
food cart or
plan.
something?
Because there's
Yeah.
no point in making this overcomplicated. Because you
Mhm.
overcomplicate shit. Like, okay, we're gonna take all these shields out and do all this stuff, and then like it's just fucking crazy. Like literally laundry cart the thing, and then just leave.
God,
Yeah.
it's too bad our bag of holding is too small. God,
Massive bag of holding. Just
that
put it
that,
Yeah.
all over the whole thing.
that would
Yep.
be the best thing
There
That's
we
ever.
why they
go.
tell you how big a bag of holding like the mouth is, specifically because they don't want you being able to shove. It would be totally broken if you could just like put anything in it.
All right, guys, let's wrap this bag of holding around our ship so we can just
Yeah,
carry it
yeah.
around. And... Okay. So I
What you
think
don't
the information.
what I was
I
gonna
think the
say is
information that we need is. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say what you don't realize is that when a ship goes through like hyperspace, it's already like it's being wrapped in a bag of holding. Hmm.
You guys have I think it was called the phlogiston or whatever the fuck, like the dimension,
Yeah,
like
see,
the
I'm
in
not going
between
with any.
dimensions.
Yeah, yeah. No, this is not Spelljammer in any way, shape, or form. So none of that.
Oh,
None of
okay.
that is. Space is not some weird Phlogiston thing that lights on fire and shit. No, 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 no. None of none of
Yeah,
that.
definitely some weird stuff.
Yeah, maybe sometime in the future we'll do some crazy Spelljammer stuff. It might be fun, but no. Now in this space works how space works in your typical science fiction. You know.
Okay. So I think
Well
what
then,
we would need is
we
we need to make sure that we can do what we need to from this security room. We need to make sure our pathway down to the port into Derek's ship is good, that we don't get like locked out of like the elevator or something like that. Um, and we just need a time and a place.
And we need an excellent distraction.
I think we do it while Thiwar or Anya is throwing one of their banger shows, and everyone has to go and see.
The only thing with that is I would need to reserve some spell slots instead of invisibility or darkness to actually enhance my performance to get the attention. So if it's during my performance, I wouldn't be able to cast invisibility necessarily, unless I did it beforehand.
I would say that we are second tier performers here anyway. We need to wait until there's something that everybody is.
You just call Hans Proner second tier?
Second tier performer? How dare you?
we
Damn.
could do it during one of the major parties. Everybody is distracted with these things.
Yes, but they're also everywhere.
And
We
they're
wouldn't
like
want them actually
literally right
to-
around this thing. Like the party
Yeah.
is happening all around it.
What about at the end of the party when people are leaving,
So
going to breakfast?
Wait until like early morning before everyone is still hungover.
you
And
4
haven't
a.m.
gotten to
breakfast.
it yet because we're only at like midnight on the first night or whatever, but obviously like you know the schedule that the party goes till 6 a.m. and then breakfast starts kind of immediately, but you're kind of assuming that like the party is going to kind of die down, but you haven't actually seen what that looks like yet necessarily.
We should wait. We should see what a full day looks like.
Okay. I can be down with that.
well, I don't think we have a choice because we kind of already started the party. So we'll know what the full day looks like unless we steal the thing tonight.
Yeah, we'll just have to stay up and party extra hard tonight, fellas.
That's it. No, that's it. It's like we decide right now. We're doing this motherfucker right now. We're just
Right now.
Right now,
Go,
do
go,
it
go, go.
alive.
We'll do it live.
Do it live. Fuck it.
it's
Fuck
for our one person that's watching or not watching.
Yeah.
If you vote,
Definitely.
if you $5, we do it now.
Yeah.
Do it right now.
Mm.
No spell slots or anything.
No spells,
That's
just
right.
fucking go. Yeah.
Someone roll a d20. If it's a crit 20, then we do it now. I'll do it.
So the
Okay.
Now,
womp womp.
womp womp womp.
Speaking of which, did we vibe
I didn't
check
even
for the
see.
day?
Jays
We
didn't
did.
even
No, we
roll because
did.
you
It was
guys rolled at the exact same time. So only Dan's
it
showed
was
up.
11.
Don't worry, mine was only a 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the vibe was at 11 today.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Prime vibe.
Prime vibes. Oh yeah. Um. Yeah. So you have again. It's the Stephanie says that you should probably, we should all probably get together at the end of the party to reassess. Or at some time during the day to like reassess what everybody thinks so that we can have this plan going forward, especially if we're doing it sooner or later.
Sure.
She
All
wants
right,
to
so
get
it's
out. She wants to not be naked anymore. She's excited to not be naked anymore.
She's not naked. She's wearing a Boba Fett helmet.
She is wearing well, she's not wearing a Boba Fett helmet. She's wearing a Boba Shet helmet.
you drinking like LaCroix or LaCroix or
LaCroix.
whatever. Like, that's how it's pronounced. It's the fancy generic bubbly
LaCroix.
one.
LaCroix.
Yeah.
Now this is Polar.
Oh, so that's the good stuff. That is not even the generic. Where is
I
that
wouldn't say
generic?
LaCroix is generic. It's like
Po- po-
just name brand.
yeah,
LaCroix
Polar
is
is like
generic.
to kind of like a low tier. It's not generic, but it's not. It's not
I thought it was
LaCroix. It's not Waterloo, dude. Waterloo is amazing.
Waterloo.
Liquid Death. Liquid Death.
Ooh,
I like water.
Waterloo
I like
is.
liquid. Liquid Death is good. Like the lime one, freaking awesome.
With death?
Yeah, Liquid Death.
I don't know what that
They
Never
have
is.
heard
like
of that before.
there's a couple different flavors that are really good. Not a fan of just the plain water. But
Cool. I did not know anything
it's
about Liquid
overpriced.
Death.
It's
Yeah, is it?
just
Waterloo, I
it's
think, is
16.
Target, maybe. It's really good.
Like Liquid Death is like a brand. You can get like a 24 pack off Amazon or a 12 pack, and it's just like I don't know, ridiculous amount of money. It's like here's this 12 pack of water for like $30 or something.
Oh. Now, if you guys
Nice.
haven't tried them before, I went to Sam's Club and bought a case of Izzy's. There's sparkling juice
Mhm.
in a can.
I've
Pretty
I've
good.
had those
Hmm.
before. Yeah,
Pretty
I think I
solid.
may have
I
had
like
those before at
I
some
like
point.
hint. I'm a fan of hint. I don't think it's sparkling or anything, but hint's pretty good.
Oh, Hint's decent, yeah. Dicks in the dark on water.
On water.
Yeah, so you can sponsor us with water.
Yeah.
So I think we've got a plan. And before we leave, everyone needs to do some drugs and leave here sporadically so it doesn't look suspect.
True. Yeah,
So
yeah. Exactly.
look
Just
into
so
Ren,
it looks like everybody's like buying drugs from Ren and then just like
like dipping. Yeah.
and then if anybody asks, what were you guys doing in there? You're gonna be like, Psh, this guy. Rhyme crime, he's the man.
Rhyme crime. He's the
I'm
guy.
Yeah,
He's
crying.
the
but you have to be
guy.
careful
Give
because
him your
there might be
money.
some rival dealers like on the ship too that
That's true. That's true. There's
That's
still
for tomorrow.
yeah, there's still some more people that there's lots of people on the ship.
lots of shady people. So
Lots of shady fucking people. And you know, it's like you're gonna be like in the middle of your heist and then fucking Wista Twee's gonna come
we'll
out of
find out
nowhere and start harassing
already.
Thiwar.
What would be even better is if someone had already tried to like heist some shit off of this place.
We go to heist the art piece. It's already gone.
Someone already
Stolen.
took it. It's a fake.
And then we just steal it from the people who stole it.
Oh my god.
You never know. Anything could
Then
happen.
we just ruined Steve's plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
All
no,
I'm
you can't
saying
ruin
is just like
anything. I have no idea what's gonna happen, so you
who
know,
knows how
so
many invisible objects still be around here.
yeah, yeah. I'm just excited to see what and when you guys finally do because I feel like I don't have to like do anything specific. I just have to like kind of let you guys go and you
Let
know,
us fuck up.
yeah, and it's just gonna like it's gonna be crazy no matter what. I mean, I've set the stage. I just have to wait for you guys to make an action. So that's
Yeah,
all. It's all good. But I'm excited for more of this
I'm as well.
heist.
Crazy how we're not even done the first day of the party.
I know, I know. I thought we'd get through a little bit more, but that's okay. I think this next session, I think people are getting antsy, and it's just gonna happen. I think next session, whatever happens happens, and then all hell's gonna break loose, and then however long that takes. So who knows?
Well, we do have a diagram of a ship, so
Though
we
also,
gotta make that. That's got to go to waste.
well, also the other thing is that the 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 thing that I've told you, the thing that I've promised, when the heist is done, I give
Oh, that good
experience.
XP.
Oh yeah. It's been a
I'm getting
while
new
too.
spells, baby.
Yeah,
I
it's been
think
a while too. So I feel like it's been a long time coming. People are ready to get that XP because what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially give XP for this group, just this group, because that's who we've been following. And then I'm going to kind of
sure.
check back on the people at the ship and then I'll give XP to those people.
Man, I bet
But
I get level 3 spells. And
oh man,
oh,
level 3
oh,
spells is
oh
that's
yeah.
hot too. Level
That's the
3
good
is
stuff right
oh
there.
man, yeah, yeah. That's really when you break into in the old school. That's really when you start breaking into some power spells is level 3.
Yeah, there's some crazy ones here.
They're pretty
But
killer.
alright. I think that wraps us up for tonight. If anyone is out there still watching,
I think that it
um,
does.
I've got to go to bed and get to work here in a few hours.
It
But
was light outside. Now it is dark.
it
Yeah,
is dark,
it
quite
is
dark,
dark.
with some
Yeah.
dicks potentially in there.
Some dicks.
With some dicks. That'd be us.
Yeah. So tune back in next week. We will continue our little heist shenanigans. And,
Definitely.
thank you for watching.
Hell yeah. Fun stuff. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Later.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Hey there, this is Garrett from Dix in the Dark. Check out our live stream every Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Don't worry about missing a stream, the VODs are uploaded to the YouTube channel the following day. Check out the links in the description below.